What if I told you that thousands of General Motors V8 engines built during the 1970s were never actually weak by accident, but were secretly held back on purpose, right at the factory, and almost nobody realized it? Somewhere hidden inside these engines sat a tiny adjustment, something so small and so cheap that it could be fixed for around $12. Yet it held the key to unlocking real horsepower that had been quietly taken away. Mechanics who eventually discovered this secret were absolutely shocked, because a car that once felt sluggish and lifeless could suddenly wake up and roar back to life, almost as if it had been sleeping the entire time. Today, we are revealing the true story behind this incredible $12 fix that woke up dead 305 engines and turned them into genuine monsters. If you love uncovering hidden secrets behind classic American engines like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel right now so you never miss another story like it. To understand this incredible story, we first need to travel back to the 1970s, a period car enthusiasts often call the Malaise era. This was a difficult and frustrating time for American car manufacturers, especially companies like General Motors, who had spent the previous decade building some of the most powerful and exciting muscle cars in automotive history. During this era, the United States government introduced strict new emissions regulations designed to reduce air pollution coming from vehicle exhaust systems. One of these regulations was known as the Federal Test Procedure, often shortened to FTP 75, a specific testing method used to measure exactly how much pollution a vehicle produced under controlled conditions. To pass these strict new emissions tests, engineers at General Motors were forced to make significant changes to how their engines operated, and one of the biggest changes involved something called ignition timing. Ignition timing refers to the precise moment when the spark plug ignites the fuel and air mixture inside each engine cylinder. Getting this timing exactly right is absolutely critical for an engine to produce strong, efficient power. In order to meet the strict emissions requirements of the FTP 75 test, General Motors engineers made a difficult decision. They intentionally retarded the ignition timing on many of their V8 engines, including the popular 305 cubic inch small block engine found in countless everyday American cars and trucks throughout the late 1970s and into the 1980s. Retarding ignition timing means delaying exactly when the spark plug fires inside the engine, causing the fuel and air mixture to ignite slightly later than what would normally produce maximum power. While this adjustment genuinely helped reduce harmful emissions and allowed these engines to pass strict government testing, it came with a serious downside. These engines lost a significant amount of horsepower and torque, making them feel noticeably weaker, slower, and far less responsive compared to earlier V8 engines from previous decades. This is exactly why so many drivers during this era complained that their once powerful Chevrolet or GMC vehicles now felt sluggish, underpowered, and disappointing, especially compared to the exciting muscle cars from just a few years earlier. What most drivers never realized, however, was that their engines were not actually broken or poorly built. They were simply being intentionally held back, right from the factory, in order to comply with strict new emissions laws. Deep inside these engines sat a small but critically important component called the distributor, and attached to this distributor was an even smaller part called the vacuum advance canister. This tiny mechanical device was responsible for automatically adjusting ignition timing based on how hard the engine was working at any given moment, allowing timing to advance for better fuel economy and power during light driving, while retarding slightly under heavy acceleration to prevent engine damage. During the Malaise era, engineers configured this vacuum advance system to work differently than it had in previous decades, specifically connecting it to what is called ported vacuum rather than full manifold vacuum. This seemingly small technical difference had a surprisingly large impact. By connecting to ported vacuum instead of manifold vacuum, the system provided significantly less ignition advance during idle and light cruising conditions, which further contributed to these engines feeling weak, sluggish, and unresponsive during everyday driving. Most regular drivers never understood this technical detail. They simply knew their car felt weaker than it should, without ever realizing the actual cause was hiding in plain sight. Quietly controlled by this small, inexpensive vacuum advance system, sitting right there under the hood. As dedicated mechanics and automotive enthusiasts began working more closely with these engines throughout the years, some began experimenting with adjusting exactly how this vacuum advance system was connected and configured. Instead of accepting the factory setup, they began reconnecting the vacuum advance canister to full manifold vacuum rather than the more restrictive ported vacuum connection used from the factory. This relatively simple adjustment, often requiring nothing more than a new, inexpensive vacuum advance canister costing around $12, along with careful attention to properly rerouting a vacuum hose, produced genuinely surprising results. Engines that had felt weak, sluggish, and lifeless suddenly came alive, delivering noticeably improved throttle response, smoother idle quality, and significantly stronger acceleration, all from adjusting how and when ignition timing was allowed to advance during normal driving conditions. For many mechanics and car enthusiasts, this discovery felt like uncovering a secret that General Motors had never openly discussed. The engine itself hadn't changed at all. The same pistons, the same cylinder heads, the same basic architecture remained completely untouched. Yet simply correcting how ignition timing advanced during everyday driving conditions was enough to genuinely transform how these engines felt and performed. The reason this inexpensive adjustment worked so effectively comes down to basic engine physics. When ignition timing is properly optimized, especially during light throttle and cruising conditions, an engine burns fuel more completely and efficiently, producing noticeably better throttle response, improved fuel economy, and smoother overall operation. By restoring proper vacuum advance function using full manifold vacuum instead of the more restrictive ported vacuum setup, these engines were essentially allowed to operate the way they had originally been designed to run, before strict emissions requirements forced engineers to compromise on ignition timing in order to pass government testing. This meant that many of these supposedly weak, disappointing engines were never truly weak to begin with. They were simply being held back by a relatively minor technical adjustment, one that could be corrected relatively easily and inexpensively by anyone who genuinely understood exactly how these ignition systems worked. Even today, decades later, this simple $12 vacuum advance fix remains a well-known and highly respected trick among classic GM enthusiasts, particularly those working with 305 and similar small-block V8 engines from this challenging Malaise-era period. Many collectors and hobbyists who restore these classic vehicles specifically seek out this exact adjustment, knowing firsthand just how dramatically it can transform an otherwise disappointing engine into something genuinely enjoyable to drive. This story also serves as a powerful reminder of just how much of an engine's true performance potential can be hidden behind small, often overlooked technical details. It shows that sometimes an engine isn't actually weak or poorly designed, but is simply being held back by a small adjustment that most people never think to question or investigate. This story teaches us something valuable that reaches far beyond just engines and vacuum advance canisters. It reminds us that things are not always exactly as they first appear on the surface. An engine that seemed weak and disappointing for decades was actually capable of so much more, held back not by poor engineering or bad design, but by a small, deliberate compromise made to satisfy outside requirements. It also reminds us that real understanding often requires looking deeper, asking questions, and refusing to simply accept things exactly as they are presented. The mechanics and enthusiasts who discovered this secret didn't just accept that these engines were permanently weak. They investigated, experimented, and eventually uncovered a genuinely simple solution that had been hiding in plain sight the entire time. We hope you enjoyed uncovering this incredible true story today. If you want us to bring you more amazing true stories about hidden engineering secrets behind classic American engines, let us know in the comments which one you would like us to cover next. See you in the next video, and take care until then.